man. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 9 of the Ohio high school football season, and welcome to the 3-3-0 to go high school football show.
We'll do it live.
I am Mike Voorhees
with Matt McGall.
How you guys doing? It's week 9, Matt. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. It looks like it's going to be a nice day. Looks like it's going to be kind of clear tonight. Getting that chilly October crisp. You know?
I love it.
It's definitely
enjoyable.
Get out to a pumpkin patch, right?
You know what that means? It's going to be a beautiful night for high school football.
It's shaping up, man.
We got an outstanding game of the week. We have feature athlete. We have some outstanding stats. We have score recaps. There's a new leader in the clubhouse, folks.
Woo!
And it ain't me. Anyway, we'll get to it soon enough. Score recaps from week number 8. Firestone.
All right, I'm ready. I'm going to make sure I stay on this.
All right, yes, stay on it. Firestone 13, East 12.
Yep.
What a barn burner.
Yeah.
How do you get 4 field goals for East? Or is that 2 touchdowns and 2 failed extra points?
Failed extra points.
That's what I'm going to go with.
It's amazing that kicker and quartbuck.
Kicker is
really
I would not
important.
want to play kicker. No thanks.
I could.
Not doing it.
I think I could.
How about Buchtel over Garfield 12-6?
Gosh, that brings back just memories of being a kid. Seriously, I used to go to so many city series at Buchtel.
Walsh Jesuit a winner?
Oh, you could say that one.
All right. Well, because it's okay. I see where the
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Walsh over Chardon.
There you go.
In a big way.
Oh, NDCL, Notre Dame Cathedral Latin.
Thank you.
So
I knew what it meant. I just abbreviated it.
That's all right.
I didn't want to say that whole thing.
Yeah.
The most exciting game of the week, and it was our game of the week last week, ladies and gentlemen. The Manchester Panthers are 8-0. They beat Triway 34-27 in not 1, not 2, but 3 overtime sessions. Shout out to the Manchester Panthers.
Is that our best game of the week?
I think that's the best one too. Since we've been doing this, yes, that has to be.
Oh, okay.
Since we've done this, yeah.
Wow, got to go back in the archives and see
we'll
if that's true.
go back into the archives. Hoban gets a shutout win over Glenville, 20-0. Where's Mike at? Is Mike going to join us this morning?
Well,
he did say
it was 21. Remember, he came down to 21.
And I was going to say, is he going to chime in because he called this?
We also
exactly.
But wasn't this? Well, the spread was like 34.
The spread was something
like
ridiculous,
that.
right?
But to me, I don't understand how Glenville plays against St. Ed's and then has that score against. You know what I mean? Like when you start kind of playing that back and forth,
it's
almost
week in,
like,
week out, man. It happens.
It's just, I don't know, it's odd.
All right, Hudson, a 1-point winner over Nordonia. Nordonia now lost 2 straight.
That's a rough one. They're dropping.
Wadsworth, or not Wadsworth. Hudson 23, Nordonia 22.
Okay.
Aurora over Kent Roosevelt, 49 to less than that.
Okay.
Wadsworth over Stowe, 49 to less than that.
There you go.
Ellet over North.
To just a good game.
Just a good game.
It was a
Ellet
good game and
wins. Yes.
Ellet picks. That was their first win.
No, they're
second.
I believe
Is that
that's
second?
their
Is that second
win.
one?
I believe so. Tallmadge over Cuyahoga Falls. A lot to a little.
Yeah, those are good.
Green pitches its second consecutive shutout.
2 weeks in a row.
28-0 over Louisville.
Coach Geis about that.
We did, and we'll talk. We'll hear about your interview with Coach Geis here in a little bit.
Let's just talk about me.
Canton McKinley over Lake 35-21.
Shocked by that?
No, McKinley. When Federal League action starts, it's like a switch is flipped at McKinley.
Do you remember last week when we were trying to figure out when that game was actually going to be played?
Yeah.
And we thought it was either this week or next week, and it was really that night. Do you realize we had no clue what we were talking about? And
we biffed
kind
it.
of threw us under
and
the
you
bus.
just threw us under the bus for all
you got to be honest.
Here,
you got to be transparent with people. They don't like you to be,
we'll be transparent.
Like that, so,
we'll be transparent.
Anyway, that was it shocked me. I thought that
McKinley's got a really good team.
It's kind of hopeful for Lake to beat them because then we can get into this tie for the Federal League.
Well, Lake's got their hands full tonight. We'll talk about that as well. Coventry a winner over Springfield 21-13. Norton over Woodridge 7-6.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's like the score last night from the game.
If anybody can tell, I'm in an over the moon type of attitude this morning.
Yeah, you're radiating. It's radiating. You're just
What a game.
Slow down. Mike is like had too many cups of coffee.
Merry Christmas in October to you Guardians fans. Thank you.
But 7-6 is an odd one.
It is 7-6.
Is that 2 field goals or is that
that's a touchdown point? And a failed extra point. I'm wondering if they scored a touchdown, went for 2 in the win, and didn't get it. Ruh-roh, Raggy. That's what we're gonna guess. Streetsboro over Ravenna. Streetsboro folks undefeated now, 8-0. They are rolling. They've got a big one tonight. We'll talk about that. Probably one of the best games that we missed on this one.
Okay.
CVCA 55, Northwest 21.
That was a pick on. We both picked Northwest.
We're going to talk about that game. Shout out to Tim Nichols. He sent me some stats and some info
very convincing
on this game, and we're going to talk about it.
Shocking.
Harvest Prep beats St. Vincent St. Mary.
Yeah.
It's a rebuilding year in St. V. We're not going to lose hope.
No.
Head coach Dorian Grant's got his hands full.
Proud alum.
He'll get there. Mogadore over Collinwood. Okay. I won't say the score. I'll be polite.
Say it. See, you're getting
Revere.
Don't say that one.
Unfortunately, gets shut out against against Highland.
Highland rolling.
Highland looks really, really good. Copley over Barberton, 48-27. Copley rolling. Mm-hmm. North Royalton over Twinsburg, 21-14. The game I was at with Q92. Hoover and Perry. Hoover 27, Perry 10. It was a tale of two halves. I believe Perry led at halftime, and you'll hear Coach Slates talk about it in the interview. If you haven't watched it yet, he talks about how the team needs to finish a game. Okay. They have struggled in playing all 48 minutes. They just can't seem to get it together.
It's tough to do, especially at this juncture of week 8, where you're finishing up with injuries and just
let's just say Hoover put the pedal down in the second half, ran the ball a ton, 2 long jet sweep touchdowns, and it pretty much put it to bed. So Hoover a winner. Jackson over Glen Oak, 21-7.
Another federal game.
Massillon a winner over Legacy School of Sports Sciences out of Texas, 41-0.
What?
Yeah. So
say that again.
Legacy School of Sports Sciences out of Texas. Massillon a winner.
Like sports science, like
I don't have a clue. They're out of Texas, and Massillon rolled them. I know nothing about them, and I'm not going to pretend that I do.
Wow.
They rolled them.
If anybody knows,
can you? Yeah. Anybody chime in? I'd love to know what we're talking about.
Completely school science.
Canton Central Catholic a winner over Richmond Heights. Canton South over Fairless. Oh, somebody chiming in. Field and Streetsboro have a Donnybrook. Hey, how about let's not get ahead of ourselves? We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah. Exactly. Well,
we know who did that.
Don't even acknowledge it.
I shouldn't have acknowledged it. Orville over Tuslaw, 34-28. West Branch over Alliance, a lot to a little.
There you go.
Marlington over Minerva, a lot to a little. Another exciting contest out in Salem. Carrollton a winner, 35-34 in overtime. Shout out to the Carrollton Warriors.
Wait. 34.
I'm going to bet Salem
You've
scored.
got me on this thing today where I'm
Hold
trying
on.
to like
this one's easy. Salem scored a touchdown and went for 2 in the win and didn't get it.
Said that with a matter of fact.
That's because I did a little game research. Just FYI, I was curious.
Cheat code.
Sandy Valley over Claymont, 21-7. East Canton over Tusk Central, 49 to a little.
Yep.
Malvern over Newcomerstown, 38-28. And Garraway.
Ooh,
no, stop it.
I did it on purpose because we did it.
What are you?
I know, but I did it like 3 weeks ago.
You did. Garraway a winner.
Just trying to get a reaction.
Those are our
trying to wake him up.
scores.
He's like dead asleep over
Those are our scores of the week, and we're sticking to them.
You better.
Jeez. Yes, you can do it. Anyway, let's chime in. How many parents will be watching Guardians on their phone while at the kids' game tonight? A lot.
100%.
100%. You should be checking
I would think
the scores.
There's got to be a few earpieces in there.
I am going to be calling a football game and watching the baseball game as well.
I'm going to stay at home and watch it.
If I can do it, you can do it. Anyway, week 8 recaps. Boy, oh boy.
The fans had a week.
Well, hold on. We'll get to them in a minute.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to talk about them now.
Do you want to give them their roses right now?
Sure.
No, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. There you go. I got him, folks.
God.
Field, a winner. Whoa. They hosted Cloverleaf last week. Field, a winner, 37-10. Field now 7-1 and staring in their rearview mirror. We'll get there.
No.
The Smithies No, it is not.
It's
Stop
not
it.
even
We're a
funny.
team. Stop it.
Why are we here?
I don't know. I'm sick.
Let's go.
Anyway, Smithville over Rittman 42-13. Hoban over Glenville 20-0. This one I took the loss on.
Yeah, you lost that one.
That was the only one I lost that I'm happy that I lost, I guess is how I'm going to word that.
Huh.
Yeah, I was really hoping Glenville would beat Hoban, but
there was a part of me last week that I was thinking about doing the same thing because of that same
I just wanted to try to get a game on you, and I failed. That's all there is to it.
Well, it's not happening.
You and I lost this next game.
What do you mean a game? Well, you got picking up a. Were you a game behind me?
I was a game ahead of you
last week.
Yeah, and you got 2 on me. No, we were tied. You and I were tied last week.
And what are we now?
You're a game ahead.
Wow, that stinks for you.
Yeah, because we both took Northwest, and Northwest lost to CVCA. Listen to this stat. Shout out to Tim Nichols. The CVCA Royals had 502 yards rushing.
That's up and down the field
and
5 times.
8 touchdowns. That is it's one of their best performances in school history. Jesus. So shout out again to Tim Nichols, CVCA live stream. He sent me the box score and the game stats. And the math is correct. 502 yards rushing.
Whoa!
I wouldn't question.
That's insane.
Stats were correct.
That
guy is just a statistician.
Tim Nichols he's a statistician. That's what it is. I love it. And then our game of the week, Manchester over Triway 34-27 in 3 overtimes. What a game. What a game.
We both lost Northwest. You lost the.
Yep.
And the fans.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. Well, I'll give their fans. I'm gonna let the fans have a minute.
Well, the fans went 5-0.
The fans went 5-0, folks.
I think that's impressive. But you know what's even
4-1.
Do you know what's a weird stat about all this?
What's that?
You and the fans have both went 5-0. I have yet.
Yeah, you were close. You went 4-1.
I'm not even close, but
you went 4-1. You're in the lead because we've also had some bad weeks.
I'm consistent.
All right. Anyway, Matt, it is time for my favorite part of the program, the outstanding stats of the week.
Talking about how I'm beating you.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We've already been there. We're past it.
Well, we're going to get
You're
to
still
it again.
stuck.
We're going to come to it again right here when we talk about our pick'ems.
Yeah.
Outstanding stats of the week. How about Mr. Jameer Gamble, senior running back from Massillon? 15 carries, 290 yards, and 5 tutties. Have yourself a game. Those 290 yards for Mr. Gamble, the 3rd most in Massillon Tiger history.
Wow. That's impressive.
15 carries
in the history.
In the history. Yep. Because he had himself a game.
Some phenomenal running backs there.
Yeah.
Even a Perry James. Do you know that name?
No, I don't. No, am I supposed to? Is he a relative of LeBron James?
No.
Oh, I tried.
Perry could be. No, I went to school with Perry.
Nice.
He transferred down to Massillon and was a running back there.
Okay, perfect.
When you said history, I was like,
that's awesome.
Perry's in the record books.
How about Cam Montgomery, the senior transfer from Texas, now at McKinley, went 21 of 26, 237 yards, and 3 touchdowns in McKinley's win over Lake.
I like the name.
Cam Montgomery. He is a.
Sometimes you could just see a name and you're like, that's a football player.
He is a stud of an athlete, dual threat quarterback, really, really good.
Shifty.
And McKinley has flipped the switch. And
this is the athlete that he transferred in this year.
He came from Texas to McKinley. Yeah.
Ooh.
Little bit of a drive.
Welcome to weather.
We're going to talk about Marlington for a second.
Right.
Look at it. Look at this name.
I'm not saying it.
Cavale Nicholson.
No. Good job.
Cavale Nicholson from Marlington, 21 carries, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Doubled his season rushing total in one game. He only had 76 rushing yards coming in. Have yourself a ball game, sir. Have yourself a ball
breakout game.
Well, and then we have Gabriel Mansell, senior quarterback from the Copley Indians, 435 total yards. He had 409, I believe.
What is it about out there at Copley? Their quarterbacks, because if you look at the last few years, they put up some crazy numbers.
I believe there was a Copley. No, was Owens? He was at Copley, and then he transferred to Massillon.
Yeah, he transferred to Massillon.
So Copley, he had 435 total yards, 6 touchdowns. Have yourself a ball game.
He's OP.
And then Joey Kopech, senior running back from CVCA, 19 carries for 205 yards
At least
and 3 touchdowns.
he didn't take half the amount of yards that is.
No, but he had a good chunk of them.
Huge, yeah,
He had
200
huge
of it.
chunks.
My lord.
So yeah, CVCA a winner. Joey Kopech,
I don't think
Gabriel
I ran
Mansell,
200 yards my whole
Cavale
career.
Nicholson, Cam Montgomery, and Jameer Gamble.
Jeez.
Shout out to you 5. Keep doing big things. We're
Big
proud
numbers.
of you.
Big numbers.
Well done. And now our feature athlete for week 9. We've never done this before.
And we should.
I
This
was
is
so
awesome.
excited when I saw this. So shout out to Jessica Bader. When she sent this email and I saw it,
Yes.
I smiled from ear to ear.
'Cause
I
you
think
just-
this is fantastic. And if more teams would do this, if more fans would do this.
Well, you could take it. You could shout out the whole
You could.
entire whatever.
So
This
how
is
about our
fans love.
feature athlete for week 9 is
Ba-dum.
the entire offensive line for the Manchester Panthers.
Some guys down in the trenches.
How about after going 1-19 in their last 2 years? This team is undefeated, 8-0, and they're riding high. Most of them are juniors, and I'd like to shout out the entire offensive line. Here we go at left tackle. Matthew Palich. Left guard, Blaze Johnson. At center, Nick Steiger.
Okay.
Right guard, Joe Bickett and Richie Swain. At right tackle, Tyler Sherman. And the tight ends who do a lot of blocking for Manchester. How about Ian Galloway and Gavin Gindelsberger? So
I like it.
Manchester offensive line, shout out to you, Coach Stacy. Thank you for allowing me to email you and get the names of these gentlemen so that we could give them their roses. Man, oh man, Blaze
They're not
Johnson.
Well,
what a
I mean,
name.
you heard Coach 2 weeks ago when he was
Yeah.
talking about the running game. It's those guys right there.
Yeah, I mean,
And too often, people. You know what I've always liked is the celebration in the end zone when someone just runs in there,
yeah,
turns around, and then just goes back and shakes
the
his line-
offensive line because
offensive
he
lineman
wouldn't score
team.
if it weren't for them creating holes.
You got to thank those guys. It's like Marshawn Lynch. He was really good about
Yeah.
that. It's, and people give him a.
so
tough time,
I'm
so
very excited.
I like that. There's a shout out to the
Manchester,
entire team.
congrats, 8-0. They'll go for win number 9 tonight. So shout out to the Manchester Panthers, their offensive line. Keep doing big things, Panther Nation. We got our eyes on you.
We'll definitely be watching him in the playoffs.
And now it is Matt's favorite time for week 9 pick'ems. Our records, folks, going into tonight. Matt is your current leader at 28-12 after going 4-1 last week.
Ouch.
The fans and I tied for second place at 27-13.
Mike, what's going on, bud?
I have tried.
I
I
mean-
got cute. You want? Okay.
Yeah, let's
You
talk
want to go
about it.
here?
Let's
We'll go here.
All right.
I have gotten cute. Thought I could get a couple of games ahead, and I didn't pick with my gut. I picked with my heart,
Oh.
and I can't do that.
Sounds like you just built an excuse.
No, it's not an
That
excuse.
sounds like
You
you just
wanted
built
to
it
know
right
the
up
reason. I gave you the reason.
Just crumble it down.
All
okay?
right, that's
2
fine.
years in a row.
That's fine.
2 years in a row. You run into
wait,
this,
but-
and then you run into the gauntlet at the end, bud. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Well, there's 2 weeks
Mike,
to
it's
go.
okay. For someone who doesn't, I would
That's
be
fine.
upset if I was losing to someone who barely pays attention to stuff.
Oh, well, the fans are really
The
good.
fans are fine. The
5-0,
fans, there's
guys.
a bunch of people in that collectively.
All
they're
right,
fans.
Matt.
We'll
The
do it
floor-
live.
Oh,
The
he's done.
floor
He's
is
done
yours.
with it. He
Well,
doesn't even
because
talk.
we could sit
It
here
hurts.
and argue about this for 20 minutes.
Maybe
I'm not
we
doing
should.
it. Nope.
It's much better than
Floor is
talking
yours,
about
young man.
High school.
Floor is yours.
Which one are we at here, Mike?
We're going to go with the
We're going
first
with
game
pick'ems?
on the
All right.
list. Yes, sir.
So fans,
Tell me about the fans.
fans.
Tell me about the fans.
You see? Did you see the whole demeanor? He's mad at me now.
No,
I
I'm
don't-
not mad at you. I love
Mike,
you.
I'm
You're
sorry.
my brother.
You're my
It's all
friend.
good.
You're my friend. All right, Lake 7-3, taking on Hoover 5-3. So the Vikings are 3-2 in the Federal. Lake is 2-3, which shocks me completely
Yes.
in the Federal. Lake lost the last 2.
Yeah, Lake has lost. So here's where it gets fun, Matt. Where are you going tonight? Who are you picking?
Oh well, the fans have picked Lake.
Okay.
I am going to pick Hoover.
Daggone it. That was my pick. I'm taking Hoover as well. After watching Hoover last week,
What?
Their running attack is on full cylinder right now. John Collins at quarterback.
Yeah.
Jack Andes. You'll actually get to see Coach Brian Baum and Jack Andes. I was able to interview them at the end of the game last week, so they'll see us out. They'll be.
I
before
think
you leave.
they're two very, very close teams right now.
Oh, I think this
I think
game's going to be
injury
close.
bug has bitten
Yeah.
a little bit maybe on Lakeside.
Mhm.
So they're trying
And
to find that.
Do believe Lake's starting quarterback was injured last week.
So we're not sure
And
the
not
status
sure
of
of his
that.
status.
It just comes down to home. If this again flips,
It
I'm
is
taking Lake.
in the bowl. Yeah, in the bowl. Lake has Green next week in the
That's
battle
going to
of
be really
619.
interesting to see how everyone
Yeah.
goes out tonight, because we're going to talk about Perry Green here in
And
a
I
second.
believe Hoover has McKinley.
Yeah.
No, McKinley has Massillon next week.
No.
They've
we're
already
not,
played.
we're not doing this again.
No,
we're not going to
I
sit here
screwed
and
up.
throw
I
out
knew it
random
as soon as
stuff.
I said it.
Well, let's just move on.
All
but
right.
anyway, so fans opposite of you and I.
Okay.
Moving on to the next one. Streetsboro.
At Field. 8-0 Streetsboro, 7-1 Field.
When's the last time one's been undefeated, one's been 7-1?
I have
It's been a
no
long,
idea.
long time.
Might it be the biggest game of the weekend? I've heard.
It's definitely going
A Donnybrook,
to watch.
Hank says. A Donnybrook.
Gotta represent.
Well,
And if this game was at Streetsboro,
I'm taking Streetsboro.
I'm taking Streetsboro too.
Yeah, Streetsboro.
Streetsboro is one of those teams. They're
Their
having
defense,
a year.
I think, is only given up like it's less than 10.
Yeah,
It's like
their
crazy. There's
defense
been a
is
lot of
insane.
shutouts.
They've got
So
a lot of talent.
all
there.
of us, all three of us, rolling with Streetsboro. I'm
Table of
hearing that.
three. Yep. All right.
Next one. Now, just to be clear, these games were picked because we put out
Yeah, the fans voted.
vote. So
These fans
these
voted.
ones right here were the four that finished
we
behind game one.
didn't
And we'll
select
talk again.
these. You fans did.
Villa Angela St. Joe
5-2.
against St. Vincent St. Mary 1-7.
Yeah, I'm taking Villa Angela St. Joseph.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Listen, and I don't want that to sound like I'm being disrespectful towards St. V.
Did you see Villa Angela St. Joe and Ursuline last week?
No.
Oh,
Really
that
good
was a
game.
Very good game.
Yeah, it was.
Very good game. And that I'm just saying, Villa Angela St. Joe's no joke this year. It's going to be a very tough task for St. V.
I wish St. V luck. I want them to right the ship a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, I think that they're gearing up a lot towards next year. So Revere, Copley, 5-3, Copley 4-4. Copley, we just saw Manziel. He was in your player of the week spotlights, kind of like guys who had big weeks. Fans are taking Revere.
okay. Who's Matt taking? Or do you want me to go first?
Ooh. Do we? You know what? I don't want to make it all about me. You can, yeah.
Give me Copley.
You want Copley?
Give me the Indians. This Gabriel Mansell kid looks really, really good. I think Copley is turning the corner here as they get towards playoff time. It's when you get hot.
Do I want to make it interesting?
If you go with your gut, who were you going to pick originally?
I'm going to go with Revere.
Okay, we're going to skip that one.
Look, moving on.
Hey,
Game of the week now.
Yes.
Before we get to the game of the week,
let's talk about our coaches' interviews.
let's talk about coaches.
So I had the opportunity.
How was it getting an opportunity to talk with Perry?
I had a wonderful talk with Coach Zach Slates from Perry. I'll tell you what, we look alike. So I think that's kind of why it's
Okay.
cool to chat with him. Just very down to earth, calm, relaxed. Had a lot to say about his team. Obviously, for those that don't know, Perry runs a wing T formation.
Yeah.
So that's the quarterback. It's usually a lot of motion. It's, a tailback, could be two tailbacks. You never really know where
You got to be
it's
disciplined on
going.
the edges.
What I learned last week from my Q92 sports broadcast partner, Ryan Keller, is you have to follow the guard. If you see where the guard is going, that's usually who's got the football. And Keller was right 10 out of 10 times. And that I learned that. But it's still very, very easy to confuse a defense.
Oh, absolutely.
And
absolutely. Because you're reading a lot of the assignment at the linebacker position.
And we noticed it in the first half. Perry against Hoover last week. Perry was able to move the ball pretty easily.
And when you can get any running game passed into the second level,
yeah,
you have an opportunity, obviously.
And then you
third.
lull your defense to sleep, and then you are able to throw the ball, which Perry doesn't do a lot, but they have a fantastic quarterback in Austin Maddox, and he also plays safety for them and does a phenomenal job. So Coach Slates had me ready to go. I was ready to gear up, put the helmet on, put the pads on, and get ready to run because, these coaches get me motivated every single week, and I love that we do the interviews.
Yeah.
How was your interview with Coach Mark Geis from Green?
And we put the vote up.
Yeah. Shout out to the Green moms.
Coach Geis had to come on, because if not, you would have had an angry mob of moms. It's the
mob of moms.
They're that's one group I'm not messing with. But they definitely voted, and it was spoken very loudly.
It was loud and clear.
Game of the week. So getting to talk with Coach Geis, I liked that we talked about just collectively what's been going on out there at Green the last 3 years. one thing that I would tease him now about is he's kind of made it seem like he likes flying underneath the radar. I don't see that being an option.
He's
anymore.
one of the most well-dressed, well-spoken,
dude,
like media
GQ.
trained
GQ
coaches I've ever. And I'm not to let my fandom show here, but I am an alum of Green. I had a blast talking with Coach Geist 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When they played Glen Oak.
Oh, he's got good personality about everything.
He's so nice. And
we tease him about the outfit because if you know me,
dude,
I am materialistic about stuff like that.
You're very well dressed too when you go out
you.
and do things. You have everything to match: shoes, belt, hat.
I'm on it. I'm
accessories.
I love that.
Coach Geist as well.
He won me over with that, and we had some good fun teasing about that. But he's just talking about where they're at as a team, and a lot of it's rolling behind their quarterback Tyson Hunka right now. He's a junior, so Coach Geist feels real good.
Really good.
He has the ability to create, but also just let the offense manage itself.
Dual threat quarterback.
So it's nice to be able to have that. And you know, they've got some really tough seniors out there. The Fortunato twins, they're on defense. Green's defense has really.
And they even lost Michael Shaw.
If that defense if you had him in, it's only going to make it even better. But the one thing I'll give to Mike Shaw, who unfortunately he had an injury before the season, wasn't able to play this year.
I believe he got injured during lacrosse.
Correct.
Yeah. But they got Antonio Martin back, who tore his ACL last year. He's back.
Yep.
And I mean, they have multiple weapons on offense. So
100%.
And defense, they have Anthony McMichael. I mean, Antonio Martin on defense, like
Evan Reed, who also goes both ways.
He is a beast.
But what I was saying about Shaw is even on the sidelines, senior leadership.
Yeah.
So he's still doing that. And that's been the big thing for them is just find that continuity and being able to gel. And that's what Green's been able to do the last few years at certain times is gel at the right time.
Yeah.
And everybody always wants to instantly gear it back toward that year against Massillon.
Where's Green sitting currently?
Second in the Federal.
Where's Green sitting overall? Let's jump into this.
Do you want to slide in this? All right,
before we talk about our game,
this is interesting. Before the year started, on this show, on our group page, we had put what's the best region.
I voted Division II, Region 5,
and that's by far.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've nicknamed this region the Gauntlet.
It's ridiculous.
16 teams make the playoffs. There's probably 23 teams in contention.
So if we're reading this correctly, and me and Mike guessed this out. So if we are off, but these are the names of schools that are in this region.
Yep.
So right now, as we're seeing it, Walsh is sitting at number 1.
Yes.
They would be paired up against Solon.
Based on rankings before tonight's football games.
That's based off of that.
Yep.
Sitting at 2, which is what you asked and how we led into this, Green, who would right now get a rematch with
Louisville, who they just beat 28-0.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's your 1 and 2.
Okay.
3?
Yeah, who's 3?
Hoban.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. And right now they will be playing John Adams.
4?
Austintown Fitch.
Awesome. Guys, don't sleep on Fitch. Don't sleep on Fitch.
We followed them a couple of times this year. I saw them scrimmage against Walsh this year.
They're really
good. They're a
good.
very good team. Very, very good team. Sitting at 5, Nordonia.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep
Nordonia is really good too.
So Nordonia would be taking on South Willoughby, they're saying, and Fitch would be taking on Firestone at 13.
Akron Fires. So, I love the underdog story. I would love, like when Buchtel did it a few years ago when they came out of nowhere and
they went out and they beat Woodridge that year.
Yeah, they beat Hoover, and it was a good year
definitely,
for them. Definitely. I love upsets.
6.
Yeah.
Hudson.
Oh, jeez. And they just beat Nordonia.
Hoover.
So I find that interesting that Hudson is 6, Nordonia is 5th, and Hudson beat Nordonia.
Yeah.
Hey.
But it probably goes, obviously
it's by points and stuff like that. It's wins and losses.
7.
Like yeah.
Harding.
Warren Harding, who I will get to see tonight. They take on the Massillon Tigers.
They would be taking on Lake.
And Lake.
So Lake's
hanging around.
Sitting there. And your 8-9, which would be sitting at the top, Boardman.
Hoover's there. Yeah.
Now sitting outside, still with chances to get in. Twinsburg at 17. Akron Garfield still at 19 has a chance.
They got a chance.
Has a chance to get in.
Saying there's a chance.
Stowe at 23rd. Cuyahoga Falls at 25th. St. V 27th.
I don't think St. V can make it in.
So
I think
just want to be
unfortunately
fair to all the teams around it, but still, regardless of it, when we're saying that about St.
That's
V,
such
it's
a
not
heavy region.
St. V, and they're going to right the ship,
dude.
They're
Walsh
getting in
could
with
meet
this.
Green,
could you imagine these?
Walsh could meet Hoban.
Just the names of around
Boardman.
Northeastern Ohio and Summit County.
Yeah.
That is just a ridiculous region.
Anyway, so yes, that being said, Green coming out of a very difficult region. So back to our game of the week, 3-5 Perry, 6-2 Green. Perry comes into the game following a 27-10 loss to Hoover. Caleb Hunley, 70 rushing yards on 14 carries and a touchdown, led the offense for the Panthers. Again, Perry runs the wing T offense. It is it's very fun to watch. A lot of motion and confusion for the defense. You never know who will run the ball, either the quarterback, one of the running backs, even a wide receiver on a jet sweep. I've even seen a tight end take a carry. So it is so much fun. Perry led by Austin Maddox, who before last week completed 37 passes on the season, 455 yards, 5 touchdowns. He adds 200 on the ground and another 2 touchdowns, dual threat, really good both sides of the football, a phenomenal defender as well. The aforementioned Maddox and Connor Shepard, who leads their ground attack, 305 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. Panthers don't throw it a ton, but when they do, watch out for Kyson Walker, 13 catches, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns. Shepard and Maddox lead the defense. They're 1-2 in total tackles. The team as a whole, 8 sacks, 6 interceptions, 18 passes defended, and a smattering of tackles for loss. Yeah, you like that word? We tried something new this week. Coach Slates will have this team focused. He said in the interview earlier this week, they've had a phenomenal week. Smattering?
Spell it.
SMATTERING.
Use it in another sentence.
I have a smattering of collectibles on my shelf at home. It means a plethora of, or a lot of.
I love it, man.
Hey, shout out to the word of the day calendar. That's not what it is. But
they just witnessed literally me processing a new word.
I love it.
For the first time in my life. If anybody else has seen, please tell me there's somebody else out there that's never heard of that word.
That's fantastic. Anyway, 6-2 Green comes into this game after their second. They've had 2 consecutive shutouts. It is the first time in a quarter century that Green has shut out opponents in consecutive games.
In
quarter century.
28 plus on each of them, right?
Yeah. They limited Louisville to 129 yards total last week. The offense led by junior quarterback Tyson Hunka, who went 8 of 18 for 129 yards, did throw 2 interceptions. But their Swiss Army knife, Antonio Martin, who is back from an offseason ACL injury, he does it all for Green, folks. He plays running back, wide receiver. He's a defensive hawk. I know he returns kicks. He does a lot. I've even seen him punt.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things. Antonio Martin, really good. He had a 53-yard touchdown. Also had an interception on defense. Green features plenty of weapons. Evan Reed, who Matt spoke about, very big, burly running back, will run you over and has speed to burn. He returned to kickoff for a touchdown last week. Anthony McMichael, who plays running back, wide receiver. He's a menace on defense as well.
Super shifty kid.
The Buckeyes run a few different formations, but they do love to spread it out and confuse you and go 5 wide. And
Coach
then they run the ball.
Yeah.
It is amazing to watch. I love it. Green looks to make a lot of noise in the Division II Region 5 brackets. They're sitting second. Coach Geis and the Bulldogs will look to continue their winning ways and get some more points. I mean, obviously, the top 4 teams in each region will host a playoff game. Green would love nothing more than to host a playoff game. And again, you said if the playoffs started today, they'd take on Louisville. Yeah. They don't. There's still another week to go. In week 10, folks.
Well, it's
week 10. If I can borrow another phrase from a good friend of mine, it'll be a slobber knocker of a week 10. There are so many really good games.
They're coming at you.
There's so many good games. You've got obviously the game, Massillon McKinley on Saturday.
Yeah.
The Battle of 619. You've got Green and Lake. I mean, there are a plethora of options to choose from.
Oh, we're gonna have some.
It'll be Matt and I have some work to do this weekend because I want to make sure we pick the best of the best, especially if the pick'ems are going to come down to these last. I want to look at these
playoff implication kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's just as you're looking at that 5, I just don't. Walsh isn't dropping out of the 1 spot. So
here I
right
never
now they're
say
sitting at
I
2
never
and
say
3.
never, because you never know what'll happen. You don't.
True.
And they could lose tonight. They could lose next week.
One
right.
loss, they're still not dropping. I don't think out of the one.
It doesn't. That is a gauntlet of
so 2 and 3. You're sitting there watching that positioning. Hoban, I think, could jump to 2
if Green would lose,
because Hoban also is playing Eds.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that do something with points?
Listen, I don't work for the Ohio High School Athletic Association, nor do I pretend to. I don't understand the point system. I know that like Massillon has played
kind of like
many.
Mike's record. He don't want to talk about.
No. I understand Massillon's played a bunch of out-of-state teams, but they still have earned points.
They played the International Space Station.
No, they
what
space station?
Over the line.
Over the line.
What
Thank
was
you.
The team
Over
name?
the line. It was the Legacy School of Sports Sciences.
I was close.
International Space Station. Right. You were close. You were close.
Gosh.
Anyway.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Big
tonight
list.
for
Like
Q92.
Right?
I will be at Mollenkoff Stadium for Warren Harding and Massillon.
Yeah.
Join myself and my broadcast partner Ryan Keller.
You got
Q92
on that one.
I don't know, because Warren Harding, I can't pick a game that I'm calling. I won't.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I put you in a weird awkward
Chaz
spot.
Coleman, 6'5", 230 pounds, plays for Harding. He's got like 15 Division I offers so far. Michigan State, Penn State, Akron, Pitt, Missouri. Like there's so many.
I'll just say this. I'm going to take Massillon. You're not allowed to pick it. I would say ideally within 14.
Last year, Massillon won 48-14. But
I would like to.
New coach at Warren Harding, Matt Richardson, former Hoban offensive coordinator.
Big difference.
This team is not that team, so they have a lot of talent on both sides of the football. It's going to be a lot of fun. Matt, where are you going to be tonight?
I am going to watch the Guardians.
Hey,
I'm doing what I did the other night. I'm going to cheat.
You're going to watch games at home.
I might watch that CVCA link.
CVCA live stream.
Anybody else has any of those live streams? Share those out.
Yeah, live stream with Tim Nichols.
Those.
I don't remember who.
Walsh is traveling out to Brunswick.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to.
Not to Brunswick.
No.
So it's a great night for football.
If I go out there, I'm liable to stop at what's Medina or Highland to watch that.
Maybe you could. You could.
I might not make it to Brunswick.
Could go to Green, watch Perry at Green.
I could.
You could.
I probably could.
You could wear your press.
Did you pick that, by the way?
I did not.
Yeah. See how we just segue back into
folks. I'm taking Green.
Okay, so much.
I'm taking Green.
Fans
took Green.
Well, we know the fans are taking Green.
They voted for Green. Can I just say really quick, for those that can see behind us, that beautiful stadium.
It is.
That is a beautiful stadium. Green. Did
you take that picture?
I did not take the picture. I can't take credit for it. I can give credit to who sent me the picture.
What are we talking about?
Who?
Aiden Burek.
Oh, is everybody out there?
Aiden hooked us up. I couldn't make it to Green to get a photo.
Thanks, Aiden.
So Aiden hooked us up. I tinkered the photo a little bit, and I know Shug did as well. Shug did as well.
Yeah.
There it is. Told you. Shug did as well. We added some color to it, kind of made it pop a little bit more. Not that Aiden's photo was bad at all.
It's Ohio.
So it's Ohio. You got to brighten it up a little bit.
You got to brighten things
up. Thank you to Aiden. I know he'll be at the Green game tonight, cheering on the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
So thank you, sir, for the photo help. Again, watch for the posts tonight. Tell us where you're at. Include photos, score updates. You know the drill. This is week 9. We've been doing this now.
Yep.
No reason to hash it out. Week 10 is coming soon. Check the group page. We'll show you what our games of the week are.
Absolutely.
What we're planning on doing. We've got some interesting things in store for next week. I'm not tipping our hand.
You just did.
No, I didn't. I just said we have big things. Well, my computer battery is dying. It's okay, folks.
Gotta go.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is week 9 of the Ohio High School football season. The 3-3-0 to go high school football show. I'm Mike Voorhees.
Matt McGough.
On our way out, enjoy head coach of the Hoover Vikings, Brian Baum, and Jack Andes from Hoover as we got to interview him. Folks, we'll see you next week. You matter. Be safe.
Take care, guys.
You are enough. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike Voorhees with Q92 Sports here with our Paramount Elite Player of the game, junior Jack Andes. Jack, 2 jet sweep touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
Let's walk through both of them. What were you looking at?
Halftime, we went in, we were down. We had to come out and flip the mindset. We came out aggressive, worked hard, we were determined to score. I got that ball and I just turned on the Jets and I was not getting tackled, so yeah.
What can you say about your offensive line? They did a phenomenal job for whoever wanted to run the football tonight.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for them?
I don't know, I'm going to have to get them food, something, get them pancakes. Yeah, get something good.
Jack, what did Coach tell you guys at halftime? Obviously, you were trailing 10-6.
Yeah.
What did he say to get you guys fired up?
We had to pick up the energy. We had to really dig down deep and fight hard, and we just had to work really hard to get it back. We did not want to lose this. We got to get a good spot.
So when they call these jet sweeps, do you get really excited?
Oh yeah,
it's
I'm
a pass, it's a run. We won't get into semantics, but when you get the ball, do your eyes light up when you see how big that hole is?
I'm locked in, yeah, and I see that hole, I just get up there and go. Yeah.
Once again, Hoover a big winner tonight, 27-10,
Yes,
21 unanswered points in the second half. We're with Jack Andes. Jack, go enjoy this win.
I will, for sure.
We appreciate your efforts
Thank you.
tonight, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike Voorhees with Q92 Sports here with Brian Baum, head coach of the Hoover Vikings. Coach, big win tonight, 27-10. What'd you learn about your team tonight?
You know, they took some good shots. It was a fight, and we wanted to fist fight in the trenches. That's what we wanted to do. At halftime, we wanted to execute like that. And, I was telling the guys, hey, we're not going to give them up anymore. You guys are going to shoot salt everything we're going to run in the first half, shut it down, and then we're going to score 3 touchdowns. And sure enough, that's exactly what we did. Our kids believed. They went out and executed. And you got to put the effort on the kids, man. They really had a good night tonight.
Coach, what can we say about your offensive line? Created lanes for just about anybody that wanted to run. Jack Andes, John Collins, Dolph, etc. What can you say about this offensive line?
Yeah, they're starting to really come into their own. They're doing a good job. Dudley, all these guys. You said Zarko, my center Gorman. You had my bad. I'm blanking on my line right now, but those guys all went out there. They had a great night. Matt Brown came around. Ian Kirkpatrick. They're gelling as a unit, which is important. We got to stay healthy with that group. Obviously, we got a couple guys that rotate in a little bit. That group's got to stay healthy, and they're getting better at the right time. And now, we're not so one-dimensional with Dolph. We're getting some other guys the ball. It's a lot of fun to watch it click. It took enough time to get going, but it's fun when it does go.
Coach, a big win tonight. We appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Go enjoy this win with your team. We'll catch you before playoffs.
Thanks, Mike.